why the audio jack isn't like here. It's just not.
The what, sorry?
The audio jacks. Why aren't they here?
Yeah, I don't know. The other Sling list has a pocket here, so you can put the checklist in it and stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Wonder what the guy was looking at. See him with the binoculars?
If you park on the slope, if you release the park brake, it will just roll down.
Yep.
Basically like a car. Fuel?
Sorry?
What's the fuel quantity?
The left has a lot more than the right at the moment, so we'll start off on the right and taxi on the right.
Right.
We'll change to the left before takeoff.
Yeah. So just what's on? Let's check. So voltage. Volts. Okay.
circuits.
Or in ground sling anytime it sits, we can start up the circuits.
Say again.
Or in ground sling 8786, we can start up for circuits.
Sling 8786, start up.
Start up from sling 8786.
Cool. Just chuck the taxi light on. Now you can turn the fuel pump off while taxiing. Right. Clear on the right.
1, 2, 3. Are we the only one?
Doing circuits, you mean?
Yeah.
There's a Foxbat over there at the moment. He might be doing circuits. Probably is.
Alright.
But I don't see anyone else at the moment. everyone else is sensible and is enjoying their Saturday afternoon.
Saturday evening.
They've gone to the pub.
Yeah, this is the first time I'm here on Saturday.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's weird because weekends are usually like the busiest day at the airport, but lately we've had shit weather on Saturdays.
Yeah, maybe he's telling you to go have fun.
Yeah. Checking all these diamonds.
8700 on Bravo, request taxi to the apron.
8700, hold short runway 35.
Hold short of 35 left, Oscar 8700.
So as long as you keep your ground speed below 10 knots when you're on the taxiways amongst the aeroplanes, you're all good. Even Kai didn't bother coming in today.
So you were alone the whole day?
Sorry?
Were you alone the whole day?
Almost, yeah. Bob came in and took the aeroplane solo for an hour and a bit, but apart from that, yeah, I had a tiff at 12:30 and spent the rest of the day doing paperwork.
Foxtrot 8700 on Bravo, cross runway 35 left, taxi.
Bravo, cross 35 left to the apron, Foxtrot 8700.
When do we change it? Before takeoff. We'll change it just before takeoff.
Right. Master on, full selector right, full quality check, flaps 1, 2, flaps down. Right. Instruments left, 0, roll 1 tree. Right. Is it a bit high?
Well, the elevation of Moorabbin Airport is 55 feet above sea level.
Yeah.
So if the QNH is set correctly, the needle should be pointing to about 55 feet.
Yeah.
It's indicating a little over 60, but the acceptable tolerance for VFR is plus or minus 100 feet.
Alright.
So as long as it's not more than 155 or less than negative 55,
Alright.
if it was more than about that or less than there, then we'd have to report the fault to maintenance.
Okay.
But it's almost exactly perfect anyway.
Yeah, that's okay. Valve temperature for green. About 4000 RPM. Sling 76 on Southern Runway with information Sierra, request taxi to runway 35 right for circuit Sindel.
Sling 8796, taxi to holding point Alpha, runway 35 right.
Taxi holding point Alpha, runway 35 right, Sling 8786.
Cool. Come this way a little bit, try not to taxi over the drain here. You can avoid the drains then.
Second Lima, Roger, hold short runway 35 left.
Hold short 35 left, you can taxi. four scenarios where there's a failure of engine failure during takeoff. The first is below 55 knots before rotate, and do it power to idle, and full brakes, and vacate the runway as soon as possible.
Yep.
And the second scenario is after 55 knots. If there is insufficient runway left, power to idle and full brakes, and vacate the runway as well.
Yep.
Third scenario is if you are below 700 feet and there is not sufficient runway, so maintain your glide speed and find a area that is within 30 degrees of your field of view.
Is this below 700 or above 700?
Above 700.
Above 700? Above 700 we're going to turn back to the aerodrome.
Okay, so it's below 700.
Yeah, below 700 we're going to pick somewhere in front of us in order to land the aeroplane. Yeah, you're engine failure below 55 knots. We'll simply close the throttle, apply the brakes, and vacate the runway when possible. Engine failure above 55 knots, but still with enough runway left in front of us to land, then that's exactly what we'll do. We'll close the throttle, land the aeroplane straight ahead on the remaining runway, then we'll come to a stop and vacate. But if we have an engine failure above 55 knots and we don't have enough runway left, then we'll lower the nose for 72 knots, close the throttle, and choose a suitable place to perform an emergency landing up to 30 degrees either side of the nose. But if we're above 700 feet on crosswind, best thing for us to do is turn back and land on maybe runway 22 today. Cool. You have control?
Cool.
Tailwind on taxiway Alpha.
Idle.
Yeah. Even so, when you got the wind behind you, it's very easy to pick up speed. I would say on these long taxiways, maximum ground speed 15 knots. But when you're on the apron around the other airplanes, yeah, maximum 10 knots.
Alright.
Windsock is still indicating a bit of wind. Could be fun. park brake on the runway.
Sling 8786, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, Sling 8786.
Turning downwind, Lima Sierra Papa.
Touching it. Lima Sierra Papa, number 1.
Number 1, Lima Sierra Papa.
Yankee number 2, follow Cessna on a close mid downwind. Number 2, November Yankee. November Yankee, runway 35 left is available if you'd like to fly through. Runway 35 left, November Yankee. November Yankee, thanks. Sling 8786, follow Cessna in your 1 o'clock, joining downwind.
Sling 8786.
November Yankee, the traffic off to your right there's turning basis for runway right. You can fly through final, change runway 35 left. Your number 1 for that runway, remain at frequency. 35 left, November Yankee. Echo Oscar Delta, follow Cessna turning final. Echo Oscar Delta, there is a Cessna on base, but they're for runway left.
Right.
Lima Sierra Park, clear touch and go.
Clear to go, Lima Sierra Papa.
So when you make your call, you can say turning downwind, touch and go, following the Cessna.
Sling 8786, turning downwind, touch and go, flying Cessna.
Sling 8786, number 3.
Sling 8786.
Power back a little bit.
November Yankee, runway 35 left, middle land.
And come this way a bit, because we've got to follow him.
Middle land, November Yankee.
He's out wide, so...
You lost him.
Around the ground.
Oh, I see.
35 right, the training area departure 1183. Echo Papa Delta, runway 35 right, line up. 35 right, line up, take routes.
All temperature, pressure, under crash to 4.1. Is it emergency?
Echo Papa Delta, traffic upwind remaining a second, runway right, left takeoff. Runway right, leave takeoff.
85. Flips.
There's quite a strong headwind component on this runway today, so you're going to have to nose into the circuit on base and out of the circuit on crosswind. Feel that drift?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just going to keep an eye on this as well, because if we're not careful, we'll go above flap speed.
Echo Oscar Delta, runway 35 right, then land.
So I don't
Right.
nose even more to the right, because it's quite a strong wind today.
Right, Echo Oscar Delta.
Almost like sort of 45 degrees to our intended track.
He's like, he's very good. Left side, center.
Lima Sierra Papa, turning downwind, full stop.
Lima Sierra Papa, follow Sling on final.
Follow your aircraft on final, Lima Sierra Papa.
Alright, so aim point, airspeed, aim point, aspect, airspeed. Power's slightly high at the moment, so we need to nose a little bit lower. That's better. It's quite challenging out here today.
Very windy.
Sling 8786, clear touch and go.
Clear touch and go, Sling 8786.
you've got gustier winds, the aircraft performs better with too.
Okay.
Just wait till you get a little bit closer to the ground before you raise the nose. Otherwise you'll sink and come down quite hard. Come back this way then, because we're drifting to the left. Back this way.
Clear to land, Sierra Papa.
Make sure you're not drifting towards that other runway. So back this way then. Finish turning there. Just continue the climb until you're at 960 and then start to lower the nose for straight level. So you see we've probably got at least a 30-degree angle to our intended track here at the moment. A bit more forward trim, otherwise you'll climb onto downwind.
Okay. 10%, alright.
Don't forget you're ready.
Sling 86, turning downwind. Touch and go.
8786, number 1.
Sling 8786.
So what do you think about the distance to the runway here?
A bit too near.
Yeah, a little bit too close. And it's all about the wind today. Because that wind is going to boss you around if you allow it to. Change that over, we forgot to do it.
There's some flaps.
Yep, nose into the circuit. At least 30 degrees today. We're trying to fly the aeroplane sort of towards Ricketts Point, but we've got to point towards Southland.
Okay.
Lower the nose a little bit, and 3 fingers to the horizon here.
Right, left, so it's right.
And lower the nose. Ending turn.
So it's the 2 station flaps.
Yeah, the aeroplane will perform better with 2. That third stage of flap is basically all drag. And when you've got a strong headwind, it just pulls on the flap and slows you down.
Sling 8786, clear touching.
Set touch and go, Sling 8786.
Sometimes in conditions like this you'll have to make minor adjustments on the power just to maintain the airspeed. If you can keep the attitude constant, there's very small changes up and down on the power to maintain the airspeed. nose a little bit too soon.
Left.
Right down with the 35 right. Just going to help you out a little bit here. And conditions today, especially gusty winds. We'll talk about it on upwind. Right runner. That's it. Gusty winds is the effect it has on your airspeed. Because your airspeed is going to fluctuate depending on how much air is flowing into that pitot probe.
So it's going to seem a bit faster now.
Sling 8786, maintain upwind till advised.
Maintain upwind?
Maintain upwind, Sling 8786.
Got a slight drift to the left, so come back to the right a little bit. Must be probably somebody.
I'm going to do a very wide. It's okay then.
Might be somebody joining from Academy or something like that, but I didn't hear anyone. No. So we'll level off at 1,000 feet, but we're not going to turn until he tells us we can.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit forward trim. In a second, he'll probably say, when ready, turn crosswind.
8786, turn crosswind, follow Chieftain, joining a link downwind, over and stand down.
Sling 8786. Opening.
Davis uniform on port left, traffic from left, sail on just number 1 for runway right.
And so we're following the Chieftain that's just overhead sand down over there.
Right.
And we're going to point the nose out of the circuit. Climbing a little bit, get the nose down, forward trim. A bit more forward trim. Alright. When you make your call, you can say turning downwind, touch and go behind the Chieftain.
Sling 8786, turning downwind, touch and go, follow the Chieftain.
Sling 8786, number 2.
Sling 8786.
Wings level.
Tango is uniform, glad land.
Brakes on, roll temperature.
Yeah, a bit lumpy
Lumpy.
today, eh? It was worse a couple of hours ago.
I imagine it will be.
Just do another normal landing and then maybe I'll demonstrate a glide approach on the next one. Now, I probably wouldn't reduce the power as much as that. Just bring it back to about 4,000. Finish your turn and then set your base power after that.
Okay. Station flaps.
Yep, let's nose more to the right. imagine you've got like a dot on the windscreen that's sort of sitting about here maybe.
Yeah.
You want to line that up with your second centre line marking.
Sling 8786 cleared, touching.
Clear touching go, Sling 8786. Yeah.
Lower the nose, a little bit of front.
We're on the pass, Cessna 172, Echo Oscar Tango, Dual, Mercy Sierra, approaching GMH 1500, required inbound.
Echo Oscar Tango, Rabbit, joint base, runway 35, right, report of inbound.
Join base, runway 35 right, Echo Oscar Tango.
Now, wait a little bit longer before you close the throttle.
Available on arrival.
Echo Oscar Tango,
Echo Tango next.
Remember, when you close the throttle to idle today,
Right.
you're going to lose airspeed quite quickly because of that headwind, the gusts. And of course, when you do that, you're going to sink onto the runway. So try and delay that as long as possible. Get nice and close to the ground.
Okay.
Flying straight and level with the runway. Close the throttle, gently raise the nose, but you want to be nice and close to the ground. I'll try and demo a glide on the next one for you.
So I shall flare first and then idle.
Now idle first. And then less angle of bank, back this way. The wind's doing the work for you. I'll do the downwind call for you.
Okay.
Full forward trim. No, I have control. Sling 8786, turning downwind, touch and go, request guide approach.
Sling 8786, double.
Sling 8786. Feet, good distance from the runway. I don't know how this is going to go yet because of the wind, but we'll give it a crack. We'll leave the fuel pump for now. I'll do it as part of my CFMS check. So typically we'll have our engine failure sort of beam the threshold. We'll have it around about now because it is going to be difficult today. So here's our engine failure. What I'm going to do is start turning towards the runway with a shallow angle of bank. And I'm going to start trimming for 72 knots. Alright, CFMS carby heat would be on, check for fire, no fire, fuel pump on, change our tanks over. Master on, switches both on. Here's our 72 knots. I'm going to keep that turn going towards the runway. You see that drift today?
Yeah.
It's making life very difficult, so we're going to keep turning towards 1/3 of the distance into the runway. We may not be able to make it today. Not going to use any flap unless we're confident of being able to make it to the runway.
Sling 8786, clear, touching go.
Clear touch and go, Sling 8786. Alright, a little bit of back trim.
Echo Oscar Tango, is it possible?
You reckon we'll make it?
Echo Oscar Tango, now number one.
I think if you
Echo Oscar Tango.
Yeah, with this headwind component I think it's going to be near impossible. But we'll just maintain our 72 knots as best we can for as long as we can. At least we could make it to the aerodrome boundary and land safely inside the airport. We might be able to make it. But nah, it's going to be too hard, so I'm going to do a go around. Sling 8786 going around.
Sling 8786.
Yeah, we we won't worry about glide approaches today because this wind is just not cooperative at all. I think it's challenging enough just flying normal circuits. So flaps are up, she'll pop off, and I'll hand over to you. Maintain upwind a bit longer because we haven't even crossed centre down on road yet. Less angle of bank. just holding that back pressure in. Just keep it up nice and long time. There we are. Gradually let the nose come down. Alright, flaps 1. And 1. There we are, full power. Right rudder. Once airborne, control that attitude. And don't let the airplane tell you who's boss.
Eagles staying into 1.
Work cut out for you today here, mate.
Sorry?
You got your work cut out for you today. It's pretty challenging out here.
Yeah.
Do a demo for you.
Alright.
I'll do the best base and final that I can in these conditions.
Alright.
There's a Cessna. Clear left, centre, right. Reducing power. Medium level turn. A little bit of right rudder. 30 degrees angle of bank. Back pressure. There's our flap speed, 2 stages. And we're going to keep that turn going, so I'm pointing the nose at 30, maybe 40 degrees into the circuit. Start adding back trim. Or something like that. Have a look at the angle we're making with that road at the moment. Quite extreme, really.
Yeah, we're following the road.
Yeah. Airspeed's okay. Attitude, 3 fingers on top of the compass there. Just let the airplane sink a little bit more because we should be turning fine a little bit lower than this. Alright, clear on the left, centre right, into a descending turn onto final. Always keeping my aim point, trying to keep the aim point at about the same place in the windscreen all the time. On a day like today, the airplane is going to move around a lot. There's not a whole lot we can do about that, but the more you try to respond to how the airplane moves around, the harder it is. What we want to do is just stay relaxed on the controls, have minimal input on all of the controls, rudders included, and just sort of let the airplane do what it needs to do. Keep it as steady as you can.
Sling 8786, clear touch and go.
Clear touch and go, Sling 8786. Down. Need to power back a little bit because you're getting a bit fast. I'm hardly doing anything at all, just trying to keep it still as I possibly can. So like, the more you resist, the harder it is. I'm just going to keep this, I've got a little bit of a sink there because of that wind. down on the centre line. Flaps 1. Full power. Give a firm grip on these controls. Off we go. Leaving ground effect. I'm going to set my nose attitude. And I can feel forward pressure, so I'm going to reset forward trim. I'll hand over to you if you're ready.
Alright.
Yeah, I mean, look, very hard work out here today for circuit flying, especially for, what is it, your fourth or fifth? Fourth, yeah, very hard.
It's good to get all these situations there.
Yeah. Yeah, the reality is you're not always going to have smooth flying conditions. Okay, wings level there, but continue climbing. And just let the wind push you that direction. It's amazing just how much impact the wind has on your circuit pattern. That's Claire Kelly. She used to work with us.
Number 3, follow Cessna mid downwind. You may need to widen out.
Put a bit of a forward trim. When you're ready.
Echo wants to tango. Additional traffic to Cessna. Just inside Parkmore, early base. They're following you.
Thanks, Echo Tango, Johnson.
Charlie Uniform Mike, ready, 35 left, downwind to the training area. Charlie Uniform Mike, runway 35 left, never take off. Take off 35 left, Charlie Uniform Mike.
Sling 8786, mid downwind. Touch and go.
Sling 8786, your number 4. Follow Cessna, early base, just across Springvale Road.
Sling 8786. Number 4. Following that.
Yeah. So it would be helpful for him when he gives you an instruction like that. He says, you're number 4, following the Cessna on an early base crossing Springvale Road.
Echo Echo, runway 35 right, clear to land. Clear to land, 35 right, Echo, Oscar Echo.
A bit wide.
Yeah, well, he's joining from Parkmore, so so when you get that, just say traffic side, it's Sling 8786. You can start your turn now. He's gone wide because he's not taking into account just how strong that wind is. Strangely enough, not many people on the beach today.
Cool.
Weird, isn't it? Pressure now. A little bit more, a little bit more. Not bad. Hold that control column nice and solid after landing.
my first circuit was with CrossFit as well.
Yeah?
That was hard.
been a nice day with like, 5 or 10 knots just straight down the runway, no turbulence. You'll be amazed at how easy it is to land. Touch and go.
Okay.
And then think about calling it quits after that.
Alright.
We'll try it flapless. You need to have your feet on those rudders all the time. Constantly. Strong gust of wind comes up underneath that wing, flips the plane, you need that rudder badly.
Remember, extract chamber over tower, joined and downwind left second copper. Downwind left second copper, and then extract chamber.
Sling 86 staying downwind, touch and go.
Sling 8786, number 1.
Sling 8786.
Just roll out of that turn a little bit earlier. We're getting a drift sort of towards that corner of the aerodrome. So flapless landing will be slightly less power, about 3,100 on base, and a slightly higher nose attitude. Instead of 3 fingers on the compass, about 2. Airspeed, about 5 knots faster than normal.
Right.
wasn't bad.
Yeah.
With a little bit of assistance from me at the end there.
Yeah.
We'll do another one.
Yeah, sure.
And then after that we'll make it a full stop. And I'll try not to have any input on the controls unless it's necessary during the landing.
Okay. So is this a full stop or touch and go?
We'll do another flapless touch and go.
Okay.
And then next one round after that we'll do a full stop.
Alright.
Exit your turn early. And just let the wind push you that way. Make your turn on the downwind, you're going to pick up quite a significant tailwind.
Sling 8786, turning downwind, touch and go.
Sling 8786, number 1.
Sling 8786.
Better since yesterday.
Right.
Got a bit more angle of bank here, 30 degrees for a medium level turn. And we're going to be turning for longer given the wind direction today. Without using your power back. Slightly too low. In the low 3000s, around 3100 to 3200, to maintain an airspeed of around 75 to 80 knots, reducing to 70 at the threshold. Shallow out a little bit here, getting slightly too low. is yours, flapped or flapless?
I drive flapless.
Alright. Going so well right up until then.
Right.
Hold that nice and still after landing. I thought that was going to be fantastic. A little bit more brake.
Are you here?
Yep. It was just that last couple of seconds, but the approach was good.
was that? Too much flaring or?
Let's stop here. Complete your after landing checks. We'll do the taxi back and talk about it afterwards.
Okay. Urban ground, Sling 8786 at Alpha 4, request taxi to the airport.
786 on Alpha 4, cross 355 left, taxi to the airport.
Cross 35 right. Cross 35 left, taxi to the airport, Sling 8786.
Yeah, I would say it's really just about being able to control the attitude to the point where you can get the far end of the runway lined up with the engine cowling there and have it not move. If you get a change in pitch, if it pitches up and you lose sight of the end of the runway, then you're going to sink and crash down on the runway.
Yeah, I think at the end I didn't know what height am I at.
Yeah.
I think at this moment I still can't really gauge at what altitude I am above the runway.
Well, it's not an easy thing to do, not by any standard.
Yeah.
I mean, the reality is that if it was easy, everyone would do it. So yeah, it's a very challenging thing. Landing's the hardest part about learning to fly. And for most people, what happens is eventually you'll just have like a light bulb moment where all of a sudden you just get it, and then from then on you'll be like, oh, I understand it now. I know when to flare and how much back pressure to use. Doesn't always happen for everybody like that, but for most people, they cross that barrier where they go from not landing to being able to nail it every time. And it's exciting when that happens.
Yeah.
Alright, I have control.